Hey, everybody. Welcome to A Place Podcast. I'm Dylan Herin-Soule, and with me, as always, who are you? Who are you?
Avraham ben Yehuda is me, and I am with Dylan Herin-Soule.
Oh, cool. This is exciting. I'm excited. Kicking things off. What's new? How's it going?
Good question. Since we last spoke, I saw both Superman and Fantastic Four.
Sweet.
And both films are getting talked about a lot. And so, firstly, okay, with Superman, right? I remember being in the theater and I didn't exactly know how to feel about it. Like I didn't. It was, okay, so the big complaint is that, some people are feeling like it was too hopeful. It was a little too hokey, a little too happy, and actually that wasn't the part that bothered me. That actually didn't bother me at all. I like that hopeful element that James Gunn brought to it. I was one of those people that when I saw that first trailer, I was like, oh man, like we are in for a treat. This is about to be some fun. This is about to be like a fun movie. Like we are about to have fun. And it's going to be like a tearjerker because at the end it's going to be like super hopeful and everybody's going to be happy. And that's what I was thinking. But when it came out, it was sort of like that, but not really. The thing I didn't like, because some people are saying we finally need a hopeful Superman. We need a kind, simple Superman. We need a gentle Superman, which is really what he is in James Gunn's film. But that what doesn't work about the film really doesn't have much to do with that to me. For one, James Gunn is doing his usual Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Instead of it being about Superman, he's making it about Superman and a group of people that are hanging out with Superman. And like that's the thing that's like, okay, I wanted to see Superman. And also, spoiler alert for anybody that hadn't seen it. I don't know if you were gonna.
I'm gonna see it. But
well, I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it. Well, you'll know this much, but like the movie starts with him getting beat up.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. And like when you see that, you're like, okay, I get it. This is the beginning of the story. They show that shit because that's the shot they showed in the trailer. That's why I didn't mind saying it. They show him in the snow. He's beat up. But the way the movie pans out after that, I'm like, well, is this a man or is this Superman? Like. I want to see Superman. And James Gunn himself, he even said, he goes, I wanted to focus more on the man element, on his human element. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I understand. And that's cool. I'm like, but at the same time, he is Superman.
Yeah.
So, and anyway, I just didn't feel like, I felt like in the film, he went for a more humble Superman, which idealistically, I think that's fantastic. But I think in doing that, he maybe leaned into it a little too much and made it to where I didn't feel like I felt like he was a hero, but I didn't feel like he was a superhero. I felt like he was a hero, and to me that was what I didn't like it. Now on the other side, Fantastic Four. Now, firstly, I did enjoy Superman though. There are elements in it that are really, really fun to watch. Really fun to watch, and that action scene at the end was great. That was a lot of fun. Like it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but. On the flip side, Final Four is the best. When people say that's one of the best Marvel movies in a while, they are not joking. It's like, it's simple, it's solid, it's honest, it's sincere. It's not a perfect movie. It's not like a masterpiece or anything like that. But for what they're going for, it works on all levels. Cool. And I'll tell you something, bro. Galactus, yes. They did a great job with Galactus. Like, it's terrifying.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, they did a really good job. They did, and see, and that's the thing. I feel like if you compare Superman to Fantastic Four, you have DC. You have a DC movie that James Gunn. You have a DC movie that James Gunn is using to make a statement he wants to make. But then Fantastic
yeah.
Four is a Marvel movie, and it's considering what the statement Marvel wants to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why, to me, at least Fantastic Four just works better, and it's a lot more complete, and it's a lot more sincere in what it's trying to do. Superman is definitely James Gunn's movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely James Gunn's movie, and not to saying that's what makes it bad, but I do think some of the decisions that he made weren't as effective, you know. But like I said, still enjoyed it. So what about you? You been watching?
I haven't. I want to see both of those, and I haven't seen either or. But now, when the trailer for Superman came out, I was really excited for it, and I was like, "Here we go!" And it was hopeful, and I was like, "Okay, yes." But yeah, now and the more trailers that came out, the less interested I was. I'm gonna still see it, but I mean, I'm a fan of James Gunn. I like him as a filmmaker a lot. But I'm kind of more excited about Fantastic Four because I like the Fantastic Four. Like as a kid, I liked them a lot, and then they've made movies of Fantastic Four. They never quite. I don't know. They just didn't. I don't think they're that good of a films. And then so now this one looks like it will be. Was it directed well? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it was.
That's awesome.
As far as because the guy that did it, I think it's Matt Shankman, if I'm pronouncing that right. The guy that did it, he's done some Game of Thrones episodes.
Oh.
He's done. He's a very episodic director.
Okay.
And I'm saying that for a reason. And then he's also the one that did the almost all of the episodes of WandaVision. He did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
and the reason I think that makes him a good director is because, episodic, those kind of TV directors, they're usually better at sticking with the vision entirely. They're not trying to have their own voice with it. You know what I'm saying? They're considering the vision of everything that's trying to go forth. And I think that's why it works so well, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think that's why it works so well. Yeah. And even in the camera choices he uses, like there's a scene with that, the Shia LaBeouf. I mean, not Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf?
The no, I forget what her name is. The new Silver Surfer. Yeah. But there's a scene with her when they're chasing after her. Man, the way that's done. Yeah, the way that's done is fun. It's creepy. The first shot of her in that film is one of my favorite shots.
Really?
It's one of those, what in the world is going to happen right now when you see it? Yeah. See, it's those kind of moments. So, yeah, that's.
Yeah. I could see that with James. I had a problem with. I have problems with James Gunn's films sometimes. And I could see with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think was not. I liked a lot of it, but then there were certain things that just didn't click right. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I am more excited about Fantastic Four.
You watch anything?
I gotta watch movies.
Cool.
Yeah, I watched a movie with you, and I haven't seen a lot of new movies.
Yeah.
We watched Eddington.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it was really good. And when it we watched it, and then we talked about it a little bit afterward. I had mixed feelings about it, but I've been thinking about it a lot, more and more. And whenever that happens, when I'm like. I keep thinking about a movie days after, then I know okay, that movie is something to it. It was good. Even though I knew I enjoyed it watching it too, but I've just been thinking a lot about it, and it's really good. I think Ari Aster is I have he has some dark movies out there, but
oh man,
I mean and because like his first two movies, Hereditary and Midsummer, those are movies that like they also like stick with you, and it's like a not a good feeling sometimes. But he's very effective at what he does. But this one, it was a lot different. It's genre wise than he's done before. Beau Was Afraid was a little bit different as well, which I like. And this one was really good, and it kind of it gave me he like captured what the pandemic was like internally, kind of. And there's a lot of cool stuff with it. And it's a character study with Joaquin Phoenix, and you see kind of, not to spoil it at all, but just like it's very chaotic what's going on with him and his life, and then everything around it just like piles on, and it just keeps ramping up and ramping up. And I like that whole thing where I just like the trajectory of the movie and how the flow of it and stuff. It just captures that moment. There's a look that he does in this that I don't know if you remember it, but he gives this one look in the movie, and I would say it's like in It's a Wonderful Life when Jimmy Stewart looks at the camera and he's like freaked out. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember that?
It's a Wonderful Life where he looks at the camera.
Yeah, he's like everything's piled on and just getting worse and worse for his character, and he like looks freaked out. It's great. It's a great moment. I don't think he looks directly into the camera, but at the camera. And he like is panicked. And Joaquin Phoenix has a similar look where he looks way freaked out. And then that's a turning point for the movie, because that's where it's like, whoa, this is gonna not be good. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
It's
Which
like
part?
him in the truck driving.
I remember.
There's this look where he like looks nuts.
Yeah.
He like looks kind of cross-eyed, kind of like.
I think that's the time where isn't that the time where it's about to start changing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the turning point. But it's such a small moment that you could miss it easily. But I like caught it, and it's like the feeling that gave me in that movie was perfect for what that movie was gonna do. And I think his performance doing that was like great. It was so good. And it's like, because he doesn't look like that ever again. He has other looks, but he did this one particular thing he does. It's like weird. It's subtle, but it's like he's cross-eyed and like freaked out. And it's great because then it ramps up, and there's some good twists and turns in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it just says a lot about kind of like the pandemic and what it did to people, and like, it captured that really well.
Yeah, when you're watching it, you're like, ooh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was feeling that way when he was getting tested, and they had to put the thing up his nose.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness.
That was and there hasn't really been a movie that captures that directly. Like maybe there's been references, but that whole nose thing, that was such a, like we went through that, and I hadn't seen it done on film before, but it was kind of like, yeah, finally we're getting like a movie about this, specifically about this. Now, I had some things that I wish I wanted a little more of, which is like Austin Butler plays this character who's sort of like a cult leader, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted more of that. I thought he was going to address the spiritual stuff more. Now, it's there subtly, but I thought he was going to be more direct about it. But apparently, I heard somewhere that there's maybe a sequel. Yeah.
Really?
So I don't know. I only saw one thing about that. I didn't look into it, but that idea, I was like, a sequel would be interesting, because it did seem like he was setting up different pieces that didn't really go full circle, or it seemed like, not that it wasn't all tidied up enough, but it did seem like, there's more stuff going on here that he could keep going with if there was a sequel.
Yeah, because there's a whole thing about the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
That whole fight that they had going on there. Like, there's a whole story within that.
So yeah, that was good. And then another movie I saw finally was Flow. You ever hear about that? It's a
Is that animated?
animated cat.
Yeah. I heard that was good. I heard it was really good.
I put off watching it because I was just like, I don't know. But it was on HBO, and I was like, you know what? Let me watch this. I hadn't seen anything animated in a while, and it was beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of art. It also talks about the pandemic and the spiritual side of stuff. It's very spiritual. Some stuff I don't quite agree with. I think the messages behind it or whatever, but also it kind of, I feel like I learned a little bit about some stuff, and like a spiritual side of things. Yeah,
got some revelation, huh, man?
Yeah, I'm like a little more after watching it. Like I feel more at peace with certain things, and it's great. It won the Oscar for best animated, and so at first I was like, I don't know. There was like some camera shake going on because it's all like nothing's locked down.
Oh, really?
But and at first I was like, I don't really like that style, but it makes sense for the movie because it's all about this journey, this flowing journey that goes. So it's all kind of like, it looks like one take a lot of times. So, I mean, there is like cuts, but you don't kind of notice them. And so the whole movie just flows, and it's this journey about this cat as it comes with different creatures and different animals and stuff. And it's great. It is really good. Yeah. I was surprised how much I liked it. So those are the movies that I've been watching.
Good old Flow, huh? Yeah, I heard. I hadn't watched an animated movie in a while. That's probably a good one to watch when I get a chance and check out, because it has such a good reputation. Because I mean, back in the day, animated movies were my thing, man. I always watch, animated. You
used to want to do it, right?
Yeah. I used to want to be an animator. Yeah, as a kid, that was my thing. I wanted to be an animator, and then like making movies came later. I mean, I wanted to make animated movies as a kid. You know what I mean? But eventually, the filmmaking took over, man. Yeah, man. I had that
live action.
I had that class, the intro to video class, and they were like, at the end of this, you got to make a movie. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, I'm about to make a movie.
Oh yeah. And then I went into one of my depressing short stories that I wrote for when I was in high school, and went after it, man. So yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know where the footage to that film is anymore. Y'all can't watch that one. I'm sorry you can't, but
oh man, you got to find it.
It was my acting debut, so y'all would really get a kick out of it.
I want to see this. I've heard about it. I want to see it.
The July Starcher. Oh man, that's it was funny, but it was one of the best ones in the class. So
that's awesome.
There's that.
You knew. That's when you knew.
That's when I knew. I was like,
do this thing.
That is literally when I knew, because after that, I think animation is not the major I should be going for here. I think I'm gonna go for production. So yeah.
Yeah, animation. I've also kind of haven't watched a lot in a while, mainly because I like animation that's I don't know.
Good.
That's good. Yeah. And there's a lot of like low budget, or not low budget, but like it's not really the best artistic voice kind of thing.
Oh, right.
Because
it's just entertainment.
it is meant for kids and like fun, so like all the Sonic movies, not dissing the Sonic, I haven't seen them really. I've only watched the first one. That's not fully animation, but I saw one that Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Hayao Miyazaki, his films, and
Yeah, I know you like him.
I watched Princess Mononoke in theater a couple months back, and I used to not really like. I had only seen it once before, and I kind of didn't think it was that good. I don't know why. It just didn't click. Like I like Spirited Away a lot. But this time seeing it, I was like, man, this is so good. This is like, it might be now my favorite film. I don't know. It's hard to say, but Spirited Away, I really like. But it's good. It's to me, it's like a masterpiece. It's just so well done. Every little piece of it, and the message too is an interesting thing.
Spirited Away, I need to give that one another try because
Yeah.
I remember when I watched it the first time, I thought it was cool, but like it was, I didn't see what the big deal was, at least at the time.
Oh, okay.
But this is like right when it came out. But now I would watch it again. But I did like Princess Mononoke. I did like that.
okay.
Yeah. That was the one I was crazy about because that one. The most memorable character to me was a lot of them really. Of course, the big, huge unicorn-like thing at the end, but also there was this like one of those demon animals or something, and like they were trying to kill him, but he had all these
the
like
boar.
Yeah. I knew it was called something fancy, but the way they did that, because this is like back in the day, man. This isn't like AI animation now. It's like back in the day. So I'm like, man, the way they did that, it looked great. It looked great. It really did.
That's his whole thing is hand drawn. That's actually why I'm not so into animation these days, is because it's a lot of a digital look to it, and with flow is actually one of the reasons why I was kind of not into it, because it's very digital looking. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's digital looking, and I like that paintings and like the Hayao Miyazaki is very much into that. Like everything has to be hand drawn. Everything has to be like there's something in the detail of it is like the art of it, how it flows, how it moves. He's really into that, and I think that's why his stuff feels really special, because it's very handcrafted. Okay, so you ready for this?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Movie thingy of the Weeky.
What we got?
Okay. It is I kind of forgot. No, wait. What is the movie thingy of the Weeky? Movies that we can't watch again.
Yeah.
And however you interpret that. So, I'll let you go first. What's a movie that you can't watch again? Is this several movies or one movie? Or what's the limit?
I guess, I mean, we could do maybe 2 or 3.
Okay, yeah.
So, well, firstly, I think a few movies can fall under one director.
Oh, okay.
So the first movie I would say, now in movies we can't watch again. The interesting thing about that is that doesn't mean the movie's bad at all. In fact, it could be just so well done in executing what they were going to do that we can't watch it again.
Yeah.
And one of those movies was Audition by Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
Now, but this is what's funny, right? I was thinking about, I was talking to a coworker about this movie, right? And I forgot that I actually used footage from that movie to give to Mark. Shout out to Mark Roski. You did a great job on Under Years Ago. But I gave him clips of that movie. to Light Under. I forgot about that.
I remember
because I used to love that trailer of it because it was so disturbing. But yeah, so just in case y'all don't know what Audition is about, firstly, Audition visually, that movie is beautiful. It is some beautiful cinematography in Audition, which is so strange, but it gets crazy. And if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's about it's about a guy who is looking for a spouse, and so he sort of puts out an ad to find a spouse. And he meets a woman that's very innocent and beautiful. She's pretty. I can't remember her name right now, but she was actually a model, I think. And and then from there, it turns into a horror story, man. And by horror, I do not mean supernatural monsters. There are no supernatural monsters needed in this film for it to terrify you. She just, and this is a spoiler alert, and of course these films, we're going to spoil them because we got to tell you why they're disturbing. But she starts making them suffer. She starts torturing them. And Takashi Miike is a filmmaker that wants you to experience the torture that you're watching as you're watching it. And you do. And this is why I cannot watch that movie again. Because he like, you know, when you want to show a needle going through somebody's skin, he wants you to see it, but he wants you to see it slowly so that you can feel every piece. So, Audition by Takashi Miike. That's what I can never watch again. What about you, man? What's another one?
That one, actually, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be because, you showed me that movie, man, and I was like, whoa, this is... Yeah, I just can't do that. I there's some images in that like, when I think it's just, like, horrible. It's, like, the most horrific stuff I've ever seen. Yeah, I could never watch that movie again. And I didn't like it.
Oh, like as a film?
As a film, I didn't like it. Not that it wasn't a good film or whatever, but like, I just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like it.
I mean, it'll piss you off, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand.
I was like, well, what is the point of this movie? To shock you, to make you feel like awful? It succeeds at that.
Well, I think what
was he trying to say? Well, I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in an extreme way. But yeah, I think what he's saying in the film is that how your demons come back to haunt you. Because you end up finding out that girl that's torturing him, the reason she's torturing him is because he molested her when she was a kid. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. You find that out at the end, yeah. And so it's sort of about that, you know, your demons kind of coming back to haunt you.
Okay.
And man, the way it ends is really, really, really sad. But yeah, that's that's one I can't do again. So, okay, so what's another one? You got another one?
I was gonna say Requiem for a Dream, and yeah, that's probably because although I have seen that, I think twice now.
Oh, it's okay. I think I've seen Audition a total of 3 times, but
really?
That's it, man. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, Requiem for a Dream. Although, like, I can handle it now. It's an extreme movie, and it's just a lot to watch. Mm-hmm. It's like pretty depressing, and it's just a lot. So, I'm trying to think if there's a different one that might be more. I don't know. Because it's a tough watch. Everyone's like struggling in it a lot, and they go there. He like shows you extremes and like nothing like Audition though.
Right.
Yeah. What about you? What you got another?
So on I have to say something about the whole Requiem for a Dream thing, right?
Yeah.
Because when people, that's one that many people, like I've seen that one on lists of movies people could never watch again, and I understand why, because it's intense. You know, Aronofsky, I guess similar to Takashi Miike, but very different. But both of them want you to experience what the characters are experiencing as much as they can, and so you know, in the Requiem for a Dream, you're watching all of the drug use. And Aronofsky takes you there. You know, he's like, I want you to experience the drugs. But for me, why Requiem for a Dream is a movie that's very high on my list and let me just say, it's not a movie that I can never watch again, but there are movies I can watch over and over. That is not a movie I can watch over and over. I mean, I've studied it, before, but I can't watch it. I gotta, that one, whew. Anyway, but what I do like about the extremity that Aronofsky goes to, and this is actually what some people don't like about it, but I like the point that he's making, because that movie comes from a book. I've never read the book, but it comes from that book. I think it's Delusion Over Addiction. I think that's the name of the book. Actually, the author is in it. He wrote. He also wrote Last Exit to Brooklyn, I think. But which is also a movie, which is also super sad. Yeah. He kind of goes to some dark places, but by the end of the film, I feel like Requiem for a Dream. I like that extreme point that Darren Aronofsky is trying to make, where he's saying, look, you can follow your dreams, you can follow your passions to the extreme, and you're going to get the extreme.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what they did. You know what I mean? They went in, and because the morale of the characters comes from the mom. Because Jared Leto's character and Marlon Wayans' character, that's some great acting to me by Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans is very talented. Yeah. But those characters, they're like, snot-nosed kids that are trying to, get successful in the drug game. So you don't really feel too sorry for them. But where the heart comes in is the mom, because she's the one who's lost. She doesn't have anything. Her son is a drug addict. Her husband passed away. So she just sits down and watches TV all day. And you watch how, because she has all of this emptiness in her life, just one false hope that somebody wants her to come on the show is enough to get her into an addiction.
Yeah.
Because then she has to lose weight to get in the show. So she wants to lose weight. So she starts taking the pills to lose weight, and that's just where it tumbles down. And like in that, there's a story that's being told. There's a point being made about how humanity, how we have these deep cries for help that we try to use drugs to fill. And that's what I like Requiem for a Dream. So anyway, I just had to say something about that as a Darren Aronofsky fan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry it happened.
It is one of his best films, I think.
Oh yeah,
because it's really good at showing that, and her character, what she goes through, is the saddest thing about it, and but it's hard to watch because of that, because it's like, I don't want to see this person going through this thing. Like that is very.
You're gonna make me watch this.
Well, that's another side rant, but just like, what does that do for? Does it help to show this?
Oh, I see what you're asking.
Does it help? Because like, if people,
is it necessary?
Yeah. Why show it? What's the point of actually showing it? Is it to be a drama, to show drama and be emotional and get people sad about life, which it seems to do? I take it deeper. These days I do. Now I look at movies and I'm like, well, what is the point here? Are we just trying to depress people, or are we trying to show like, hey, don't go down this path, because then this could, I don't know if that helps because of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a.
But otherwise, it's like, why do we show this?
That connects to that question. It's like, let me say this. Firstly, I think Darren Aronofsky likes. I think Darren Aronofsky is one of these people that sees something that's intense, and the fact that it repulses him or causes him to react strongly, that is what simultaneously draws him toward it. So I think he enjoys showing this stuff. In other words, I think he enjoys showing, the heroin needle going into the arm and somebody have, I think he enjoys showing us that, because I think for him,
he's sick. He's sick in the head.
Well, I think for him, the point of the film is connected to showing that. Now, do I think it's necessary? No. But I think for Darren Aronofsky, he's like, no, in order for me to prove this to you, I got to show you this because that's the kind of dude he is. But that does bring up a good question. Do we have to experience evil in order to realize that it's evil? You know, it's kind of like in a deeper way what you're saying. You know, you have to take us to these dark places in cinema, in art, in order for us to realize that it's dark. And I know in like my films, like I want to present it. I do want to present you with the darkness. I do want to present you with the evil and establish it. But I want to keep it at a certain level.
Yeah, you don't want to dwell.
Right. I don't want to keep you there. I want you to see that there is another side. Yeah. Realistically see that there's another side. Because I think that's an important distinction. Not just fantastically see that it's another side, but realistically and truthfully see that like there's another side to it. Remember we were talking the other day about how like I think our last podcast we talked about endings. But that's one of the things I like about films that have morally complex endings because they feel a little more real.
Yeah.
They feel a little more grounded because it seems like that's how things really are, you know, because and I'll just say this real quick because, you know, in our human experience in this physical world, you know, things have there's this duality through which we see things. You know, having a child is one of the most beautiful things that somebody can experience, but at the same time, it's disgusting. You know, it's gross. Like I remember Dr. Spitziman on 30 Rock when he's delivering a kid, and he goes, everything about this is disgusting. But it's such a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's such it's incredible. You know, and so with so much of our experience, you know, those kind of things are the veils that we see through. So that's why we engage stories the way that we do. I think just some filmmakers just like, I think that evil is fun, man. We're gonna delve into that a little deeper.
Yeah, I agree. I think, there's I do also agree with that. Yeah, you should show it to an extent, but then not delve into it like, you know, there's a lot of filmmakers that do that where they're like, oh, look, see. And so that's, I think to me, it's like, it's darkness, but like, and then also depression. It's like, look at how the world really is, though, because these things exist, then that's how the world actually is. Like, that's the truth. That's all it is. And so, and all this other stuff is fake. It's like any happiness or stuff, that's just false. But really, when you really get it down to it, but I disagree. That's completely with that idea, because you could say the opposite, that actually the truth is that everything is really good, and it's this other stuff that's on top of it that's dark. You could do that. You could either way you could say, but why not say the opposite, where it's like, no, there's hope actually, and the other stuff is sometimes depressing and dark or whatever, but that's not the ultimate truth.
Yeah, I know. Usually, like in art, for artists, I think one of the reasons that we see so much evil and darkness in creative spaces is because it feels powerful to be able to bring something dark. Yeah, because it's like you're on top of that thing. Yeah. You feel, you know, being able to bring somebody into an experience, to direct the film and to bring them into a horrific experience that you had. You know, that feels powerful. Yeah. And so, and it's like, so, and I think from that, people would sort of glean this understanding where dark means power. And it's like, no, that's not actually true. Mm-hmm. And so, but of course, you know, when you watch, that's one of the things I like about Galactus and Fantastic Four, to bring it back. Not to say that Fantastic Four was dealing with those thieves at any kind of depth like that, but the thing about Galactus was that he's so big that made him terrifying, and not exactly because he was evil, because he kind of wasn't evil. I mean, he wanted, of course, he wants to. If you read Fantastic Four and know him from anything, he's a planet devourer. So he wants to devour your planet, but it's not because he's evil. It's like that's what he eats.
Oh.
And it's like a lion will murder you. Well, usually because that's what it eats. It eats meat. But anyway, but you're afraid of him more so though, just because he's huge, and because of what he could do to you. And so anyway, so saying that to say, sometimes darkness seems like it has this immense power to it, but and it really doesn't. Like in No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh, it's people are drawn to that character because he's so dark. And I'm like, yeah, but mystery in general is just fascinating. And sometimes it isn't that somebody's dark. There's just mystery there.
Yeah.
You don't know. There's nothing you can hold on to. And that I guess in a sense is sort of scary in itself, but that doesn't mean it's dark though.
Well, so now we should get into our main topic of the week. We've got New York Times top 100 films of the 21st century. So go ahead and break that down. What is this list that they created? Who created it? What's going on?
So yeah, they do this every few years. The New York Times, they get their critics together, and well, supposedly the way it works is they reach out to critics and actors and directors, in the film industry, and they give them a time period. They tell them to vote on what are the best films of a particular time. And so with this post that the New York Post, with this list that the New York Post just released, they asked people to go back to January 1st, 2000, and what have been the best films since January 1st, 2000. And that's what's fascinating about it. And it's the 100 best films since then. So
top 100.
And I guess get why that's a big number. Because if it's top 100, then 100 films would work over the past 25 years, right? Because that's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
That'll come out since then. So yeah.
And there's been a lot of great movies in that time period.
A lot of memorable movies, man.
Yeah. So, so what are we looking at? How do we want to do this? We've talked a little bit on how to do this within, the time and stuff, and like there's 100 of them, but there's some interesting things throughout of like what films got picked, what films didn't get picked. I mean,
so looking at this list, you guys can look up the list if you want. It's the top 100 films of the century by the New York Post, and it's fascinating, like the different things that are on this list, because some things you wouldn't think are like, okay, so I give you an example. The first with the 100, number 100 is Superbad.
Wait.
with Michael Cera.
That's 100?
Yeah.
I must have a different list.
What's 100 on yours?
Avengers Endgame.
Oh, wait.
What's up with that? That's weird.
So your number one should be...
Oh, you're at New... Wait, which one are you at? New York Post. I'm on New York Times.
I'm sorry, yeah, New York Times. This is New York Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. Why? So 100 is Avengers Endgame, 99 is Midsummer, 98 is Holdovers.
Huh.
Okay, that's...
Then what is this?
Well, this is a Reddit post, so this could be way off. They're wrong, yeah. It's not from the... You're on their site, right?
No, this isn't their site. I was on it earlier.
Well, fun. Yeah, because New York Times doesn't. They have like this thing where we can't get in.
Yeah, they're like, we have to get an account, and
Their special club.
we didn't want to get.
Wait, no, I can get in now.
It's gonna go away, man.
No, I can't. Yeah.
See, it went away. It happens. It happens.
Well, this is now harder because I guess let's just go from the one you got.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is just Reddit, so it could be.
Yeah, but number 100 is super bad. That's I'm actually kind of, that makes me happy. That makes me happy that it's super bad. That got in right at number 100 there. Because it's a comedy that's letting me know this list isn't taking itself way too seriously, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's some surprising movies on here, man. That's a surprising one. Black Panther is number 96. And then Minority Report by Steven Spielberg is number 94.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Minority Report by Steven Spielberg.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually did like that. That was that's when Spielberg started getting dark, man, around that time. Sort of, you know, for Spielberg at least, you know.
Yeah.
He started getting a little darker with what he was doing. And that's I never forget, man, Tom Cruise. Cuz you know it's about precogs, right? And knowing if a murder is going to happen before it does. And I remember, you know, basically the premise is like, well, Tom Cruise, you're going to get murdered. I mean, you're going to murder somebody, so they arrest him. And then finally at the end of the movie, he goes, when he's like pissed off and finds out what's really going on, he goes, the precogs are right. I'm going to murder this man.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. So number 1 is Parasite. Which is a great film. But I think Mother is better. I've said that before. I say it again. Mother. I think I would put that. But that's number 1. I don't know. Parasite is really good. Number 2, Mulholland Drive.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's really good.
I felt like that should be number 1, but whatever.
Yeah, I would agree. And There Will Be Blood's number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
Which is In the Mood for Love, number 4. Moonlight, number 5. Moonlight, I think, felt like in the moment. You know what I mean? Like it was a movie of the time, but not. I don't think it stands the test of time.
Have you seen it since?
No. Am
Am
I wrong?
It's pretty good.
I do. I liked it a lot, but it did. Yeah, I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah,
do you agree that it should be that high on the list?
I think so.
Really?
Well,
Nice.
What's interesting is, so In the Mood for Love is number 4.
Yeah.
And then Moonlight is number 5. But Barry Jenkins said himself that the inspiration for Moonlight came from In the Mood for Love.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's interesting that happens.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if Moonlight should be over No Country for Old Men. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying too.
saying.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men to me should be maybe number 3 or 2. It's honestly, yeah. If Mulholland Drive's number 1, No Country for Old Men should be number 2. It is so good. Mm-hmm. That movie I could just keep watching over and over again. It is a masterpiece. It's so good. It's just like.
It doesn't get old, man.
No. It is one of the best movies ever made. Not just the 21st century, but just such a. It's so poetic. It's just like, yeah. We could make a whole episode about that one.
Maybe we should do a No Country for Old Men episode.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
There's a lot to say about that movie.
Yeah. Eternal Sunshine Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, number 7. I haven't. It's been a while since I've seen it. It is really good.
I don't know if I put it this high, but it definitely is pretty good.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
it's so unique. It's so different. I think it's very original. Also, I think originality is a high point of like what it constitute, because the film has to stand. That's why Moonlight, to me, it's not the most original film.
Right.
And I think it's kind of, I wouldn't rank it as high. I do need to watch it again, but it didn't feel that original. It's stories I've seen before. Now, the way they told it, I liked. I enjoyed the art of that, the storytelling of that, but it didn't feel like a wholly like original. Like it's its own world. Like No Country for Old Men is its own universe of a thing. No, There Will Be Blood, same thing. Mulholland Drive, like it's very original, very like. Get Out, number 8.
I think that's at a good place that it's in. Get Out is, that movie works on a lot of different levels. And unfortunately, I think it's unfortunate that he had such a good movie at the beginning of his directing career, because the rest of the films, to me, Us and Nope, do not get anywhere close to Get Out. I don't think his directing got worse, so to speak. I'm not saying that. I think those other films were directed well, but Get Out just hit on so many different cylinders. You can tell he sat with that idea for a while, and since he sat with that idea for a while, he was able to execute it effortlessly, and he knew what he was going for. Us and Nope just had moments where they didn't really know what they were doing. Get Out knows the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we just hadn't seen that. You know what I mean? No. You hadn't seen the story about a guy dating a white girl who her parents wanted to use his body like they used to do and put another white person inside of it. That's just, I hadn't seen it.
Tale as old as time.
No, but you may not like the fact that it's before Spirited Away.
No, I don't. Well, yeah, because Spirited Away, to me, it could be like top 3. Although, you know what? I haven't seen Spirited Away in a while. I need to rewatch. And now I might put Princess Mononoke above it, because Spirited Away is almost too good. It's like, it's just very polished. And all that's kind of like now I think, because of how polished it is like something's missing about it. Because I kind of like Princess Mononoke feels like a very personal, I don't even know, like not polished, you know what I mean? There's like little rough edges around it with the animation and stuff. And Spirited Away is like too clean, but
it doesn't have that grit to it, huh?
No. Which but it's still very beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't mind Get Out being. I actually agree with that. Get Out should be before that. Now I like Nope. I think I kind of like Nope more than Get Out. Although I haven't seen Get Out in a while. So the number 10, The Social Network.
See,
it's very good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Fincher movies. That's to me. I feel like Social Network. Firstly, I used to think David Fincher was pretty overrated. I have a lot more respect for him now. But Social Network, it feels like that movie for David Fincher. That was where he put a soul into it. Yeah. Because his other films feel really cold, and hard. And there are definitely moments where Social Network does also, but by the end of Social Network, but especially with that last shot, you just get that revelation of like what he was really in this about, how he was still in love with that girl, Erica Albright, I think was her name in the movie, or something like that. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. the way that ends, that shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. And I think a lot of that why it feels like it has heart is Aaron Sorkin. I think that combo with those two are great because Aaron Sorkin puts in the heart that David Fincher I don't think has, or the softness, or something about it. So it's like a good pairing because David Fincher is like the technical professional, and so his shots are so well choreographed and everything's just so. But yeah, that movie, I haven't seen it since it first came out. I need to rewatch that. But I remember in the theater like thinking, this is so good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's that whole story. Have you seen, this is a side rant, but have you seen it's the Steve Jobs biopic that Aaron Sorkin wrote and
Danny Boyle?
Danny Boyle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jobs,
I felt the same kind of way with that. That feels, I really liked Jobs. I think that was underrated. Nobody really, because there was another movie with Ashton Kutcher about Steve Jobs as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so it felt, I think that kind of the momentum or the buzz or whatever wasn't as big as it could have been because of that maybe, but it just didn't seem like that got talked about that much, but it was great. It was such a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Our mutual favorite is at number 11.
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
An
I agree.
unforgettable movie. That is an unforgettable movie, man.
Yep. Yeah.
And when you got like a guy playing guitar that's strapped to some like car and fire is coming out of it.
So good. Man.
It's intense. And then they're on those things that dip and bring somebody up. That was a great, Mad Max Fury Road was great. I mean, that was another one of those. I don't know if we saw that trailer together, but I remember when I saw that trailer, that was one of those moments like, what is this gonna be? Like, I love those moments, man. I love those.
I know. Yeah.
Zone of Interest.
I still haven't seen that one.
By Jonathan Glazer. I hadn't seen that either, but he's the one that did that other one that was awesome. Birth.
Yeah. I like him as an Under the Skin, which was Scarlett Johansson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good. I was gonna watch it, but at the time it came out, I couldn't because it was just, I was already depressed. It was already too much. So I knew it was.
What was the name of that one again? With Scarlett Johansson?
I think it's Under the Skin.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Under the Skin. Yeah.
Which I liked, but I like Birth a lot more.
Yeah, Birth was pretty solid. It was pretty solid.
Inglourious Bastards number 14.
It's way down here on 14.
See, I would put. Oh, sorry, I jumped over Children of Men. Also really good.
Oh yeah, I like his other film that's going to be later down there.
But yeah, Inglourious Bastard. I do think it should be further up. I'd actually switch that out with Eternal Sunshine, or Moonlight, but.
Huh. I definitely would put it higher. Maybe it could go there. I'd put it higher. I'm surprised to see that Quentin Tarantino didn't make this list until number 14.
Yeah. That's one of his best.
Yeah, Inglourious Basterds.
So good.
I agree.
City of God, number 15.
Man, have you seen that?
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. I remember when I was younger, we watched some of it, and then I was like,
man, that movie, that is a well done film. City of God is they did this. They're doing some series from it, but I'm not interested. I think that it like just came out or something like that. But I remember we went and saw that at the theater. Me and my brother, we were blown away when that movie ended. That's a good movie, man. It's really, really, of course, really violent, and actually kind of sad. It's pretty much it's a Goodfellas style film told about the Brazilian hood. You know, the what they call it, the slums. slums of Brazil. So, but man, like when it starts, it's a ride. Like you're stuck. You're watching it until the end. It's pretty good, really good.
I need to, yeah, I don't, because I think I was a lot younger when we watched it, and so my parents might have turned it off after it got pretty violent. But yeah, that's one I need to watch. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, number 16.
So that's funny. 16 and 17 are both Ang Lee films.
Yeah.
Because then 17 is Brokeback Mountain. See, to me, easily to me, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is the best Ang Lee film that I've seen. Like, easily. Especially in comparison to Ang Lee's newest ones. I think the last one was was that Will Smith one? Wasn't it? Something Gemini Man. Wasn't it Ang Lee?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's
never
pretty
seen that.
forgettable. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is great. That is another one I can keep watching over and over. And I like how in that film, there is a film within that film. Like the whole flashback is like a film within itself. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, it's been a little while, so I kind of forget it, but yeah.
Yeah, and then it has, what's interesting about that movie in connection to like the time it came out was that I don't know how movies were here in the U.S. when it came to showing that kind of action in a film, as well as it being about such a love story, and then also as well as it being like kind of this artsy thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we had that then. And this film doing that's exactly what it was. You had people fighting and flying around and using swords, in trees and everything. But at the same time, it's just very interesting. And not only is it a love story, but there's also a lesson in it, which I like. It's almost like it's almost proverbial, because it's talking about how, like, the main character, well, not the main character, but the character Limubai, he basically finds love. He wants to live this warrior lifestyle, and that's where the proverb comes in. It's it's a take on the warrior lifestyle and how unfulfilling it actually is, because he lives this warrior lifestyle all his life, and then at the end of it, he just wants to be with a woman. And simultaneously, he watches this other young kid, who's played by Zhang Ziyi, trying to live the same way and trying to do the same thing. And he's like, lived it. He's like, no, young buck, this ain't, this ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. And of course, he passes on at the end, and you're like, golly, So yeah, it's man, that movie was loaded. It was loaded. Now, I feel like, and I get what Brokeback Mountain is trying to do with the relationship and showing like that's something Ang Lee is good at. He's good at showing those dramatic angles, because it was like that in The Ice Storm. He's good at showing those dramatic angles in his films of those, emotionally complex things that people have to deal with. But I feel like in Brokeback Mountain, I don't feel like the approach to Brokeback Mountain was as intricate as it was for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah. I felt like it was just completely different. That's why I don't see why Brokeback Mountain is on the list.
Yeah, I like Brokeback Mountain, but it wasn't my favorite. I think it seemed a little too basic. Yeah, and I hadn't seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in a while. I need to rewatch that. It's making me want to watch it again. I'm not the biggest fan of his. From what I've seen, I haven't seen all of his films, but he's definitely really good though. Okay, so now we have. What time are we? Well, we're at 105. So.
Okay. Well,
and then the rest.
Yeah, and then the rest of the films on this list. It's a bunch of them, but check out this list, and if you're a film fan, it's definitely worth looking at and giving your opinion and everything. And some of these things will surprise you, and some of them, some movies will surprise you, like Borat is on here. Yeah. And some movies, they're like, of course they're on here, like Uncut Gems.
Adaptation is number 27. Yeah, let's just go through kind of like some standouts. The Bride.
Almost Famous, Cameron Crowe. I don't know if you've seen that. That's
One
a
of
good
my
one.
favorites is when I was younger, especially. Really liked that. A Serious Man. That's great.
Coen Brothers again. Of course, they're going to be on here.
The Master, number 42.
Of course. Whiplash made it on here at number 60.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Inception, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Best in Show, Christopher Guest is number 57. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a Kill Bill 61. Hey, there's another a Nolan at 62, Memento.
Yeah, it's the early one.
Oh yeah, Under the Skin.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh yeah,
and of course you gotta have Everything Everywhere All at Once. He made the list.
I that movie to me borrowed too heavily from movies, other movies. Like it was almost a 1-to-1. You could tell exactly the movie that it was being, because they would go into different genres of movie. These characters, but it was almost it borrowed too heavily, I think. And I like the Daniels; they're really good. But that one to me, and a lot of people liked it. But here's one I really liked: Carol, of Todd Haynes, number 72.
I haven't seen that one.
It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful filmed movie, and the story too. But yeah, it's so good. Todd Haynes, man.
Let the Right One In by Thomas Alfredson. The original one.
The original one.
Not the remake by Reeves, Matt Reeves.
Melancholia. See, I'd put Melancholia up a lot further. That's number 84.
Melancholia is intense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys tell us how you feel about this list and what you don't like, what you would like to see on it. And I mean, definitely, if you want to see one of our films on this list, we will call them up and let them know that it should be on it. So I mean,
I never got that email when they were asking like filmmakers what they thought.
Because we called and they said they emailed and nobody emailed. But I mean, we'll just hold out. Eventually they'll put them on there. I mean, they'll put them on there. Right?
I'm sure
they're going to
any day now. Then.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Oh, yeah.